So the demand is unbelievable right now, and that's really awesome for Tesla. So it's really an issue of how many cars can they make, because the demand is unlimited at this point. The bottom line with Tesla is it's the most exciting large cap company in the world, and they're growing at 100% year over year and continue to grow.
I remember BlackBerry when it lost 85% of its value, or maybe even more. This would be that again. Why will that happen? Why could it happen?
So that's the reason I have the neutral rating, because I don't have visibility on those catalysts.
We're assigning a 50% probability to them successfully creating a fully autonomous car in the next 5 years, and they can launch a robotaxi network. We think it'll be very profitable. It'll totally change the business model. There's no individual catalyst that I have that would, I believe, pull the blush off the rose. I think Tesla is executing to perfection. It is a great company and really deserves a lot of credit.
Hey, I'm Stephen and this is Solving the Money Problem. If you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. So in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to a few different clips from some stock analysts and Tesla bulls discussing the company in the wake of their incredible Q3 results. And my favorite part of today's video, Tesla's second biggest bear, although to be fair, I have been calling him out as a closet Tesla bull for some time now, has increased his Tesla stock price target by 66% following their Q3 results to a whopping $250 per share. Hey, it's progress. So with that said, let's get into the video. If you love crypto, stocks, and free stuff, or just want to help out the channel, check out these great offers. BlockFi are launching the world's first Bitcoin rewards credit card. People in the US can earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase with no annual fee using the BlockFi Bitcoin rewards credit card. Check out the link in the description. And for a limited time, you can get up to $250 in crypto bonuses when funding a new account on BlockFi, where you can use cryptocurrency to earn interest, borrow cash, and buy or sell crypto. If you want your free crypto, use the link in the description. And if you'd like up to 2 free stocks, check out the link in the description to WeBull. If you open a new account, you'll get 1 free stock valued up to $300 just for opening an account. And if you make an initial deposit of $5 or more, you'll get a second free stock valued up to $2,000. Seriously. Free stocks? Yes, please. And finally, if you're in Australia, the UK, or New Zealand, you can get a free stock with stake, also linked in the description. Thanks so much for your support, guys. Let's get back to it.
Tesla bull Ross Gerber of Gerber Kawasaki is joining us. I'm amazed at Tesla's stick-to-itiveness and its ability to have crashed right up against the shorts and blown past them year after year after year.
By the way, I just want to give a special shout out to the stock market one-hit wonder himself, Michael Burry, who has officially buried his Tesla stock short position after it potentially buried him. Curiously, Michael appears also to have buried every single tweet he's ever posted in the history of Twitter. His profile now, well, let's have a look at it. Here we are over on Michael's profile. We'll notice 0 tweets. This was not always the case, so I guess the tweets have now all been deleted. I'm curious to note, Michael has tagged a bunch of metal bands, including some absolute garbage and a few decent ones there as well. For those of you that don't know, I'm an old school metalhead from way back. Just for the record, I think most of these bands suck harder than a vacuum, but Dismember from Sweden have actually produced a few decent songs back in the day. Same for Carcass. Any metalheads watching? Let me know in the comments below. So, round of applause to Michael here. I think he's finally been heeding the warning on one of my best-selling pieces of merch, Don't Bet Against Elon. As always, there's a link in the description if you want to grab your own Don't Bet Against Elon merch, and I really genuinely do hope that Michael Burry has finally learned his lesson. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same moronic thing over and over and over and expecting different results? Something like that.
And many of these people who still feel that they should be shorted say, you know what, it's just such a momentum name. It's so geeked up. But guess what? Doesn't matter. They're continuing to roll these things off the assembly line. Are they not at a record pace? But what is demand? What can you tell us about the demand for the Model Y and more importantly, maybe the higher end Model S and the Plaid?
So the demand is unbelievable right now, and that's really awesome for Tesla. So it's really an issue of how many cars can they make, because the demand is unlimited at this point.
He ain't wrong. Wait times now for most of Tesla's vehicles, especially in the United States, are absolutely bonkers. Some of the craziest wait times I've seen, people making orders for vehicles today, expected delivery in September. Just in case you're unaware, it's already October, which means an 11-month wait time for some of these models. Insanity.
Many of their so-called competitors have been unable to scale production. So as much as I'm excited about new EV players like Rivian and Lucid, neither has been able to actually make cars in any scalable amount. So we're super bullish on Tesla for good reason, because the cars are phenomenal. The bottom line with Tesla is it's the most exciting large cap company in the world, and they're growing at 100% year over year and continue to grow.
Anyone else getting the feeling that Ross Gerber has gone from a Tesla mega bull to a Tesla hyper bull? I mean, he's right. The demand is practically unlimited. There is no competition at this point, and the only real potential legitimate competition on the horizon still yet to ramp their vehicles to any meaningful volume. So hey, we don't know whether or not they'll eventually be competing with Tesla or go bankrupt. I'm curious what you guys and girls think. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Rivian will make it to volume production without going bankrupt? And do you also think the same thing is true for Lucid? Will they actually get to volume production of their vehicles without going bankrupt? And now over to Tesla's biggest closet bull, Craig $150 price target Erwin, who, just for the record, since this piece went to air just a few days ago, has since upgraded his Tesla stock price target to an incredibly huge, ultra bullish $250 per share. As I said in the intro, at least it's progress. Craig Erwin is probably the strangest analyst on Wall Street, at least the strangest analyst covering Tesla stock. Every time he talks about the company, he's hyper bullish, very positive, praising their execution, their lead, their technology, everything. Yet has a truly absurd price target on the stock. So as you listen to Craig Erwin speak, you'll probably notice a few clues, and it won't be too surprising that he's since increased his Tesla stock price target by 66%. And just for the record, that is a massive increase in a price target. In fact, he only needs to increase that price target another 66% 3 times in a row, and he'll be close to my Tesla stock bear case. That's just a little bit of context for how truly absurd Craig Erwin's current price target is on Tesla stock, even after he's just upgraded it by 66%. And in case you guys and girls don't know, I have posted my Tesla stock price targets all the way out to 2031 on my Patreon page. This includes my bear case, my base case, and my bull case. And every time I update my valuation model, I immediately update my price targets on this Patreon post as well, so they're always up to date. If you want access to the price targets, regular Q&As, and a bunch of exclusive content, check out the card in the corner and join Patreon.
And it does not mean the competition should not be taken very seriously.
Did I see that your price target on this stock is 150 a share? Is that correct?
Yes.
So let me just that would not be an unprecedented fall. I remember BlackBerry when it lost 85% of its value, or maybe even more. This would be that again. Why will that happen? Why could it happen?
So that's the reason I have the neutral rating, because I don't have visibility on those catalysts.
So we need to take a moment to talk about this. Now, in fairness, since this aired a few days ago, Craig Erwin, Roth Capital have actually increased their Tesla stock price target, as mentioned, to an astonishingly bullish $250 per share. But even so, does it strike you as a little bit odd that a stock analyst with a then $150 price target and now $250 price target on Tesla stock doesn't have enough conviction in their research and their price target to actually recommend people be selling the stock, and in addition can't name a single catalyst that would actually cause the stock to get to those ridiculously low levels? Craig Erwin's price target on Tesla stock is effectively saying, and by the way, we're talking about the $250 price target on Tesla stock. Tesla stock is going to crash by more than 70%. But we don't recommend you sell it. Oh, and by the way, we don't actually have any reasons as to why it will crash more than 70%. Someone says, hey, Craig, so why do you believe it's going to crash 70%? And Craig says, well, I don't know, but it's going to crash 70%. And don't short it. Don't sell it. Just hold it. This just strikes me as bizarre. This is why I've continued to say for months now, maybe more than a year. To me, it looks like Craig Erwin is a gigantic Tesla bull, but he's still in the closet. Now, Craig, it's okay. Nobody's going to judge you. You can come out of the closet here. We're all friends. Just admit it, Craig. We all know it. You're a massive Tesla bull.
The one mega catalyst that I have that I think would spook a lot of people that are bullish on Tesla is Apple. I firmly believe that there's an Apple car coming. I think it's a 2024 event. Aside from that, there's no individual catalyst that I have that would, I believe, pull the blush off the rose. I think Tesla is executing to perfection. It is a great company and really deserves a lot of credit for bringing EVs to the mainstream. but it is not the only company that's going to be a successful contender here.
And therefore, Tesla stock to $250 per share. Makes total sense. Now over to a raging bull, Tasha Keeney of ARK Invest.
I want to start with the new battery strategy and the switch to lithium ion phosphate. What does that mean to you?
Yes, well, my colleague Sam Kors has done a lot of great work on batteries. We see that electric vehicle batteries are following a Wright's law cost decline curve. That means they're getting cheaper, which is going to help Tesla improve margins. So what the lithium ion phosphate batteries mean is that these will be even more inexpensive. They could potentially offer faster charging. But that's the big takeaway, that these are, it's the structural battery pack. It could be a little less expensive, which should ultimately help Tesla with margins.
So talk to us about the supply chain pain. Obviously, this is something that every company is feeling. We have heard Elon Musk complain about that. Do you see it reflected in the numbers?
So I think the thing to think about with Tesla and these supply chain issues is, yes, they're not immune to them, but they're better set up to be more adaptable and to deal with them than traditional automakers. Particularly if you think about the chip shortage, Tesla has both the hardware and software talent in-house that it needs to switch suppliers, to write the firmware for those new chips. And so that's not something that every automaker can do. So that's just going to help them with this challenge. Although again, they're not going to be immune.
So let's talk about this global chip shortage and Tesla's incredible agility and their ability to adapt. Just as back in March 2020, when most people believed the world was ending and then it didn't, we got unequivocal proof that Tesla had demand far in excess of their ability to meet with supply because global vehicle sales fell dramatically, yet Tesla still sold every vehicle they made despite the reduction in demand. The knock-on effects of this, the global chip shortage, has basically been a large-scale distributed IQ test among the global automotive manufacturers. Hey guys, we've got a few problems for you to solve. Do you have big enough brains, the ability to adapt? Are you resourceful enough, smart enough, intelligent enough to make the necessary changes to source new chips, new parts, new supplies, write new firmware and continue to produce vehicles? Or are you a little bit dim and instead just going to cry in the corner and have your sales decline by 20-30% and lose tens of billions of dollars in revenue because you're not smart enough to adapt? Now, in fairness, some of the legacy automotive manufacturers today, and just for the record, many of them are actually producing less vehicles than Tesla does on an annualized basis, but many of them are producing more vehicles than Tesla is today. So you might say, well, Stephen, that's a little bit unfair. They need more chips, therefore this shortage is going to affect them even more. This is a semi-reasonable point, but you would think, given the stakes are even higher and the losses are going to be even more catastrophic, that they'd be even more incentivized to find some alternatives. This is not what has happened. Instead, they've basically just waved the white flag, given up, they're crying in the corner, sucking their thumbs, just waiting for things to get better.
I think longer term, what do we see? Well, with the chip shortage that we're seeing, there could be a potential glut in the future as companies try to build inventories of chips they think they need, particularly for the traditional automakers. We see electric vehicles as a percent of global sales only increasing. So the amount of vehicles that a traditional automaker may expect to bounce back from today's levels if they're producing gas-powered cars might actually be lower than they're expecting when they're making these orders. So I think that's something to look out for.
What does this all mean for deliveries in the US, China, and beyond?
Well, we already got delivery numbers for the quarter. They were better than expectations, helped by China. We know that that's becoming Tesla's biggest exporter. It's going to be, its largest plant. So I think, deliveries, I would say in general, they're short term. I think longer term, we're looking at the big picture with electric vehicles. We think there'll be 40 million EVs sold by 2025.
So as far as I can understand, what Tasha Keeney said there is ARK Invest are expecting in the year 2025, that's 4 years away, 40 million new electric vehicles will be sold in that year. That's about half of the entire global vehicle market electric by 2025. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think in 2025 around 40 million electric vehicles will be sold? Is this too bullish? Is this too bearish? What's your estimate? In 2025, how many electric vehicles do you think will be sold?
Electric vehicles are the way forward, and Tesla's really the leader in this market. And, I didn't even mention autonomous technology, which is another area that we think Tesla is really pulling ahead of peers here. So We're assigning a 50% probability to them successfully creating a fully autonomous car in the next 5 years, and they can launch a Robotaxi network. We think it'll be very profitable. It'll totally change the business model.
So there's no question here, Robotaxi will completely transform Tesla's business model. They're already a money printing machine, but this is going to be orders of magnitude more ridiculous. And in terms of ARK Invest probability, 50% probability that Tesla will solve autonomy and create a fully autonomous vehicle within the next 5 years, which will be by about 2026. I don't have a crystal ball, but my crystal ball that I don't have tells me that ARK Invest are actually pretty bearish on this. I expect the first fully autonomous Robotaxi fare will occur in a Tesla sometime in 2024. So I'm 1 or 2 years ahead of where ARK Invest are, and I'm giving this a very high probability, at least 80%. I guess time will tell. Now, I don't actually really care when this happens, to be honest, whether it's 24, 26, 27, 29. I actually don't care because I know that this problem will be solved at some point in time. I'm not planning on selling Tesla stock any time between now and then, so who cares? What's the difference if it happens a year or two earlier or a year or two later than I'm personally expecting? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. When will the first fully autonomous Robotaxi fare take place in a Tesla vehicle without the need for human supervision? Either way, autonomy is going to happen. It's just a matter of when. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, if you want to send a reminder to Michael Burry or anybody else who's dumb enough to short Tesla stock, don't forget you can pick up your Don't Bet Against Elon merch with the link in the description. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. And don't forget the BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards credit card where you can earn 1.5% Bitcoin back on every purchase. There's a link in the description. You can also earn up to $250 in crypto bonuses when funding a new account on BlockFi, also linked below. And finally, don't forget your free stocks with WeBull and Stake, also linked in the description. These great offers also help out the channel. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if you have any ideas for future videos, let me know. I read all your comments. P.S. If you're still watching, you're awesome. If you'd like early access, exclusive videos, regular Q&As, our private Discord server and more, consider supporting the channel at patreon.com/solvingthemoneyproblem so I can keep creating content for you guys. There's a link in the description. You can now also become a member of the channel for some exclusive perks. To learn more, click the join button next to subscribe. And don't forget to check out our merch store. Either way, the best form of support is you being here and watching, so thanks again.